Hi guys, how's it going? It is me Megan and I am back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark and a few other platforms, but mostly Poshmark. And here on YouTube, I like to make reseller content. So it's sold videos, I'll do unboxings, I'll do all that good stuff. So if that is something you guys are interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe, and that way you'll never miss one of my videos. So if you saw my last couple of videos, you probably know by now I am in my living room because it is so hot outside and in my apartment. This is the only room that has AC, so I apologize if you can hear it running in the background. But this will be the last video, hopefully, that I need to film out here because I've filmed several today just to get more videos out to you guys because I've been so busy that I don't even have time to film, and then editing is a whole nother thing and my computer's like not cooperating. But I am happy to be back for you guys. In my last video, or the video before, I mentioned that I've just been gone so many weekends. The summer for everyone I know is just super crazy, and we travel way more the second half of the year than we do the first half of the year, so I feel like I'm always gone off somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to be sharing all of my best sales that I had in June with you guys. I think I shared maybe a few of the sales I had in June, but for most of June I didn't film any What Sold Sundays, so I am glad to share with you guys some of the pieces that have sold. I actually had more sales, or like I made more money in June from my sales than I did in May, which I thought was funny because I felt like things had really slowed down in June, but I must have just had some pretty big sales, which, you know, I'm not complaining about. So I'll be sharing with you guys everything that has sold over $40 on all the platforms that I sell on. I like to do this at the end of the month because I know not everybody, you know, cares to sit down and watch my long What Sold Sunday videos where I'm talking about a lot of things that haven't sold for very much money, and a lot of people have, you know, higher cost of goods, might not have the bins, want to know what actually is worth picking up that will sell at a higher price point, which I totally understand. So that's what these videos are for. So I'm going to start with everything that sold in June that was in the $40 range. Okay, I sold this new tag J. Crew jumpsuit. I actually have had this for a while. I got it at the bins, I want to say in Sacramento, so not too long. And then I kept seeing it in my inventory and wondering why it hadn't sold yet. And then I realized it wasn't even listed. So I don't know if the listing got taken down, if I just never listed it, or what happened. But when I relisted it, it did end up selling pretty quickly. Again, it was new tags J. Crew and a jumpsuit. Sorry, my nose is a little stuffy, so I sound a little congested. But yeah, can't go wrong. And at the bins, I'm not going to say no to that. So it ended up selling for $45, and after fees I made $36. Then I had a bundle sale, so I'm saying both of these things sold for about $40 because the bundle itself sold for $82. One was a pair of Good American Good Legs jeans. I have not been having the best of luck with Good American jeans recently. I feel like I was having a lot better luck with this brand a couple of years ago. It is Khloe Kardashian's brand. Technically, she's not the CEO of it. It is a Black-owned company, but it's mostly known for her being her brand, and she does a lot of work with it still. But yeah, maybe it's because these were skinny jeans, maybe because they were a smaller size, I'm not sure. I got these out of Plato's Closet one day when I brought in a bunch of stuff, and I got several pairs of jeans. So I think I only spent like $5 or less on those jeans, so not too bad. And then the other pair of jeans was a 1 teaspoon pair of jeans, which I haven't found 1 teaspoon before, and I found these at a Goodwill not too long ago. So I spent about $10 on them. I was really excited. 1 teaspoon can get you a lot of money. I guess depending on the piece, my jeans might not have been like the most sought after because they weren't getting too much attention. They also had like these splatter marks on it, which I noted and I'm pretty sure were intentional, but I could not find a model photo for. But anyway, the bundle ended up selling for $82, and then after fees, I made $65.60. So about $33 almost on both of those jeans. Then I sold this new tag Rami, I think is how you pronounce it, Brooke blouse. I got this at the bins. I really only picked it up because it was new at tags. A few of you mentioned that this brand does well for you guys, and it does seem to be pretty expensive to begin with. I just had a very, you know, unique top, as you can see from the photos. It was like a knit, sleeveless, chain, cutout blouse. So when someone offered me $40, I did decide to accept, and after fees I made $29.98. Then I sold this Nike Air Sheer packable jacket. These came from my most recent bulk boxes that I received. They were absolutely fantastic. I would recommend, if you like unboxing videos, to go check those out on my channel. They were so much better than any of the other bulk boxes that I had received, and better than I could have even asked for. And I'm just so grateful, and you guys seem to have really liked those videos, so I am glad. I know it's been a very long time since I've done a THREDUP unboxing, or really any unboxing. But anyway, this was in that box. I think there might have been a stain, yeah, on the sleeves, but it came out. Packable jackets are just so practical, and this one was really cute. Sold for $40, and after fees I made $32. Then I sold these new Tag 501 white crop Levi's. Also came in my bulk box. Don't know why. There was nothing wrong with them. I know sometimes the bulk boxes are just items that didn't sell on THREDUP's website and that people didn't want back, so that's how you get them. Or they just never sold them to begin with. Not sure, but I was very happy to get these jeans. Ended up selling for $40, and after fees I made $32. I was hoping to get a little bit more, but I actually don't have the best of luck with women's Levi's jeans. Levi's jeans sounds weird to say together, but I don't really have the best of luck with them. Men's a little bit better with like the newer styles, but for the most part I really don't pick up Levi's unless they're like, I think I recently picked up like a rib cage straight leg, which I hadn't found before, so if I've heard of it, then I'll pick it up, but otherwise I don't usually pick it up, but I'm glad that those did well. Next, I sold this Eileen Fisher navy silk cardigan. I have been warming up to Eileen Fisher. I think I just wasn't picking up the right items. I pick up anything Eileen Fisher, even though it's never sold well for me, but I think their bigger sizes and more substantial pieces are the way to go. This again was like a silk blend cardigan. It was in a size large, I want to say, so a good size. Ended up selling for $45 on Poshmark, and after fees I made $36. And again, I think I'm also just pricing it much more reasonably than I used to. Happy with that. Then I sold these Everlane wide leg crop pants. These took a while to sell. They were a really pretty blue color, not like denim blue, but like just blue, as you can see from the photo. And Everlane has been hit or miss, but I thought that these were very interesting pants that you don't really see all the time, and wide leg is very trendy. Did take a while to sell, but they did sell on Mercari. They sold for $44, and after fees I made $37.61. Then I sold this Zara pink crop sweater. This also came from my bulk boxes. I loved this sweater, so tempted to keep it, but I knew it was going to sell well. It's like Barbie pink. I'm not going to wear it anytime soon because it would be way too hot. And I'm not like a turtleneck girl. Like, I just knew I wasn't going to wear it, but it was so cute. Cropped, pink, perfect. Sold for $44, and after fees I made $37.61. Then I sold these Converse embroidered Chucks. I got these at the bins where the shoes are $3.05. I'm a little bit picky because in Portland it was just like pay by the pound for shoes and everything, so it was all included. But because they're $3.05, I am a lot more picky about what I pick up. These were in like the best condition, but I really thought I could clean them up pretty well. Turns out I don't know where my shoe cleaner is since we've moved, so I wasn't able to clean them up as much as I wanted to, but they were a very cool style. You don't really see that kind of embroidered style every day with Converse. They do have a version of these sneakers that are platform and another one that's like lug sole, and those have much better comps. These were just kind of like the classic, and again, not in the best condition, but they did end up selling, I believe on Mercari, they sold for $48, and then after fees I made $40.93, which is great. Then I sold this vintage Grumpy t-shirt on Depop. This was a vintage like Y2K Disneyland Parks tee, and that's why I picked it up. I got it at the bins. I loved this shirt. I don't like they do a lot of Grumpy, which is, you know, from Snow White, one of the dwarves. They do a lot of his merch, and I always am not a fan of it because I'm not particularly like a Snow White fan, and like, I don't know. But I loved this shirt and I wanted to keep it. It was an extra large, but it was very fitted. I didn't even try it on because I knew I probably would keep it and just never wear it because I have so much Disney stuff. but I'm like, somebody's gonna love this, probably on Depop, and it did end up selling for what I had it listed at, which was $40, and after fees, I made $34.01. Then I sold these by Anthropologie, which is an Anthropologie house brand, wide leg pants. These sold pretty quickly. I got these at a thrift store, a Goodwill, so I spent about $10 on them. They were a linen they were a linen blend and a size large, so I thought they were, you know, a good pickup. I wouldn't always pick up just anything Anthropologie, like to pay up for at Goodwill, but these seem to be a newer style, and again, good for the season. They sold for $45 pretty quickly. I think maybe even the same day I listed them. And after fees, I made $38.29. And I actually think those sold on Depop, which I was not expecting. And then the last thing that sold, I think, was on eBay. It was this In-Habit cashmere sweater. I had never heard of the brand before, but I found two sweaters at Savers one day, and comp seemed pretty good. And they were both made of good material. This one was cashmere. I can't remember what the other one was, if it was cashmere or wool. But the other one sold pretty quickly, but I thought this was the nicer sweater, and it did take a little while to sell. But it eventually sold for $47, and after fees, I made $41.17, and I probably spent around $8 on that sweater. Then for the items in my $50 range, I sold these Johnny Was and Pete and Greta collab, I guess, embroidered pants. I got these at Goodwill, and when I just saw Johnny Was, I was like, yep, mine. I don't care. I'm not even gonna look them up. I very rarely find Johnny Was. Like, I mean, I've only found Johnny Was once, and it was at this Goodwill. This was a collab piece, and I've found their lower end line pieces in the past, but I very rarely find them at all nowadays. So when I saw them, I'm like, yes, they were embroidered, perfect. They were also, I think, a bit of a bigger size, which again is really great. Comps weren't as amazing as I thought they'd be for like this collab, I guess. I think they did a couple of like pants with this brand. I don't know. But they did sell pretty quickly. They sold for $55, and after fees, I made $44, and again, I spent about $10 on those. Then I sold these AG, which is Adriano Goldschmied, I want to say, pants. I don't really always pick up AG things. These were at the bins, and they were white, and they had some stains on them. But I'm like, if I could get these stains out, they seem like a newer style, and they were, which was great, and the stains did come out, which is also great. And they ended up selling for $50, which I was not expecting, but I was very happy about. And then after fees, I made $37.98. Then I sold these Fit Flops, which I do think I shared that sale with you guys. I got these at the bins. It was my first time ever even finding this brand, and if they weren't as cute as they were, I probably wouldn't have picked them up, and I didn't even know that they could sell for such good money, so definitely something to probably keep an eye out for. And you guys had told me that it's like a comfort wear brand that people do really like, and they were super cute, and they sold really quickly. Again, at the bin, shoes are $3.05. These sold for $59, and after fees, I made $45.18. Again, much more than I thought that they would even go for. Then I sold these Aloe yoga joggers. Aloe is a great athletic brand. I really don't find it very often. I probably wouldn't just pick up, you know, just anything by this brand. Like, I know there's a very popular tote bag or duffel bag. It's like tie-dye or something that is very oversaturated. I think it was like given out free with purchases. So if you go on THREDUP, you'll see a bunch of them. I saw one at the thrift store that I was gonna get for myself just because I thought it was cute, but I decided to pass on. But I found these joggers at the bins, and they were in a great size. They were in a size large, which I never find like good brands in bigger sizes, so I was extra excited. And again, it's just been so long since I've sold Aloe. And these sold really quickly. They sold for $50, and after fees I made $40. Then I sold this vintage Y2K Diane von Furstenberg dress. This came from a THREDUP designer box that I got sometime last year, at the end of last year, I want to say. Wasn't great, but I did love this dress. It was like a milkmaid style dress. It took a while to sell. I think I just had it listed too high. I think this style was more trendy when I listed it than it is now. but it did sell for $50, which I'm happy about, and after fees I made $40. Then I sold this pair of House of Harlow and Revolve collab pants. I got these in my bulk box. I was very confused about them. Turns out, the closure is very interesting. It was like asymmetrical, but it was missing a button, so that was an easy fix for me. And I found like the model photo and everything, which was fantastic. They actually sold very quickly, again for more than I thought they would. They sold for $54, and after fees I made $41.18. I've never sold House of Harlow. I feel like I've seen it at TJ Maxx, but I'm not 100% sure. But because these were a Revolve collab, I knew they were sold on Revolve and probably worth a little bit more. Or maybe worth less. I'm not sure. You'll have to let me know if you sold House of Harlow. Then I sold this Nike Air Jordan full zip sweatshirt. I've had this for quite a long time, probably a couple of years. I got it at the bins, and I just really liked the way it looked. It was like a men's hoodie. Counts were really all over the place. I definitely should have lowered the price by now because they did have some stains on it. But it ended up selling for $54, which is great. Probably not worth waiting 2 years for, but I'm still happy about it. And then after fees, I made $43.20. Then I sold this Free People sweatshirt. It was a mock neck knit Sweetheart, I believe is called, sweater. I had sold this style once before. I actually found it at the bins once before, and it sold really quickly. And I was surprised this was taking so long to sell, but once I relisted it, it sold the same day. So relisting can help a ton. And it sold for exactly what I had it listed at, which was $55. And before I had relisted it, I had sent out 20% off offers, 30% off offers. So relisting it, again, really helped. Ended up selling for $55, and after fees I made $44. Then I sold these Madewell Luxol sandals. These came from a Madewell and J. Crew mystery shoebox that I got not too long ago. I can't really remember the company. I think it was Cozy Threads or whatever Cozy Threads calls themselves now. I'm not even sure. I can't keep up. But these weren't the last pair of shoes that sold, but I have fully sold through that box, and I think I made about $250 in profit on that, so not bad at all. These were one of the better shoes in the box. They were Madewell Luxol sandals. They ended up selling for $50, and after fees I made $40. Those did take a while to sell, but I think it's because they weren't in like the best condition, but still sold for a very good price. And then the last thing I sold in the $50 range was actually on eBay. It was this Bardot lace mini dress. I believe Bardot is an Australian brand. I've only found it a couple of times. This is the first time I picked it up. And it did take a while to sell. I was not expecting it to sell on eBay, but I am happy that it did. I think they do a lot of like lace overlay dresses. It ended up selling for $50 on eBay, and after fees I made $46.60. Then I didn't really sell anything in the $60 range, but I did have several sales that were $70 and over that I want to share with you guys. First, I sold these New Tag Spanx trousers. I got these at a thrift store, and I've been getting really lucky with finding Spanx items like out in the wild. I've never found so much. I've found it several times at a Goodwill near me. I found it several times at the bins in like really nice pieces, so I'm just really grateful. These were New Tag, which made them all the more better, and I think they were a size medium, which I feel like could be a harder sell for Spanx. I feel like the bigger the sizes, the better. But they sold very quickly. I spent about $10 on them, and they sold for $70, and after fees I made $56. Then I sold these New Tag Diesel Ron Hair jeans. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's the style. Diesel is a very hit or miss brand for me. I probably shouldn't have picked these up, but I did at Goodwill, and I just got super lucky that they were actually, the style was worn by Kate Middleton. Almost forgot her name. By Kate Middleton, I think probably a long time ago, before she was married, possibly. Oh, I guess not. She probably wasn't famous. I don't know. But the photo for them seems pretty old. Probably like Y2K. Anyway, I got really lucky with that. And then I saw a video about, doing ASO, which is short for as seen on, and then doing like celebrity names. So I changed my title for that because they did take a little while to sell, but they actually did end up selling for what I had them listed for, which was $99. and after fees I made $79.20. And I do think they were new at tags, and I think they were originally like over $200 jeans, so that was a great deal for someone. Then I sold the Simple Folk chunky sweater. This also came in my bulk box, and I thought it was a TJ Maxx brand because the label was very unassuming, but I did see that it was made in Portugal, so that made me look it up, and I'm so glad I did because this is definitely a Bolo brand. I could not believe that the resale value on these pieces were so good. I think they do like mommy and me things, like I think they make kids clothes and also women's clothes, and they seem very, you know, minimalist and Swedish, I don't know. But yeah, definitely a brand to keep an eye out for. Again, the label is very unassuming. It's called the Simple Folk. This ended up selling for $90 on Poshmark in June, and it's a sweater, so that's how great it is. And after fees, I ended up making $69.98. Then for my best sale in June, I can't remember if I shared this with you guys or not. I think I might have. But a few months ago, I want to say, I found an absolutely gorgeous vintage 90s Gucci catsuit at the bins, of all places, and took it home, super excited. Did some research, found one listed for like $4,000, and I'm like, I'm not listing it for $4,000. But I really just had no idea what to list it for. It was a wool blend. It was just super cool. It ended up selling on eBay. Someone offered me $400. It was free shipping and it was a promoted listing. So after eBay fees and all of that, I ended up making $308.63, which is probably one of my highest flips, I guess you could say. Definitely one of the best ones I've gotten from the bins. And yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't feel like I priced it too low. Maybe I did. I don't really care because that's a great profit, especially from finding something at the bins. And yeah, those were all my June sales. Hopefully you guys learned some new brands or saw the value in things that you might not have in the past. I feel like a lot of the stuff I sold was kind of like vintage, not a lot, but some of the stuff I sold was vintage and can do well, you know, on Depop and things. But yeah, I hope you guys are having a great time sourcing and selling. I hope your Junes were fantastic. I hope you're having a great July. I hope summer slowdown hasn't affected you guys too much. I know it's been a little bit hard for me, but not terrible. I haven't had as many no sale days as I used to have, and it's probably because I have double the inventory that I used to have, but I can't complain. So let me know how your Junes were. Let me know how your sourcing and selling is going, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!